What's going on, all my hustlers and grinders and go-getters? And we're back with another video. We got a special guest today, Steezy Flips, and the JoJo too.
Everybody say hi to Steezy. We are a little late. We had some technical difficulties that we had to figure out. Usually we're right on time, but thanks for bearing with us and sticking with us while it took us a little bit of time. But like we said, we have Steezy Flips, and if you are not familiar with him, he is a 24-year-old entrepreneur. He's doing it. He's doing it big. He's got hustle. He's got grind in him. And if you have never heard of him or never checked him out, you should go to his YouTube channel because he's got a good one with lots of good information. And if you don't know where to find it, check in the description, and there is a link there that will send you to his channel where you can learn all of his tips and tricks and what he does as a 24-year-old entrepreneur. So check him out.
And hopefully no one calls. We're doing this off my phone right now. The laptop's not working, so it is what it is. And yeah, this is Steezy Flips. You want to let everyone know where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from St. Pete, Florida, Tampa area. I mean, people are probably more familiar with Tampa than St. Pete, but Florida, born and raised, been here my whole life, and yeah, Beach
That's
Boy,
great.
Beach Boy.
That's great. We have Average Joe that says he watches both of us, and we also have Pleasy's Junk Removal that says you have great content, and he already watches you. So our first question, we'll just get started right away, is what's the first job you ever had? Not junk removal. Like, what's the first job you ever had?
I mean, my dad's a contractor, so I started working pretty young once in a while just to make money here and there. If it was like something that could do, like pressure washing or just sweeping a job site. But my first actual W-2 was bussing tables in a restaurant. So that was honestly, I was doing that all the way till I started doing the couch flipping and then junk removal. So,
all right.
Now, do you get jobs from your dad now or no?
I mean, I've done like 1 or 2 trailer rentals for him, not really junk removal because he just knows what I charge and he doesn't want to he doesn't want to pay me, and he knows I would cut him a deal, and he just doesn't want to be cheap about it. And a lot of the time, like, he doesn't even get crazy bulky jobs like that. Like, he can throw it in the back of his pickup truck, like some broken up drywall or something, and he knows he can go dump it at the landfill for $11 for a truckload. So he never really needs me. But if he did need me, I'd probably do the job for free anyways. But
so that's one of my questions I had to ask. What are your dump fees out there per ton? What does it cost?
Okay, so they've raised them like 3 times this year, but they only raise them in like $2 increments, so it's not that crazy. But right now we're at $47.50, I think, a ton. So it's pretty cheap, and we don't have a minimum. So like sometimes I'll go in there and drop a couch off, and it's like $3. So
JoJo, we got to move to Florida for sure. What county are you in again?
Pinellas County.
Okay, that's where we're going. We're gonna start looking at houses now for sure.
Yeah,
that's cheap. Yeah, that's cheap. The next question is, like, how old were you when you decided you wanted to start your own business?
I've always wanted to do my own business since probably the age of like 16. As soon as I started wanting to make money, because I realized like stuff ain't free. So, but when I actually came up with a concept of like starting junk removal was 22, and I was just watching YouTube videos. I was watching Mr. Side Hustle, which is his name's Corey, and I found out like he's from around here, and I had no idea. And I was watching tons of his videos, and then I watched a lot of your guys' videos, honestly, and just learned a lot about the business and how you can like not easily, but like there's tons of potential to scale the business to $1,000 a day. And to me, that was just like at the time an astronomical amount of money. And I was like, well, I might as well get into something that's like scalable to a good amount of money, because I was trying to like start possibly a car detailing business before that, and I was just busting my behind out there for 4 hours a time in Florida heat, just drenched in sweat to make $200 detailing a car. If they wanted like a wax and all that, then it would maybe be $200 for 4 hours. But when I came across like your guys' channel, and like I said, Corey's, and I see you guys fill a truck up, off, I don't know, like a backyard cleanup or some construction debris and make $500 in an hour. I was like, okay, that's something I want to get into. So just
Yeah.
mainly doing that, just research online and watching YouTube videos, really.
So you've been in the business for 2 years, is that correct?
A little over a year and a half, because I
Okay.
started right before I turned 23, and I just turned 24 like 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Because I seen one of your videos you posted said you made $13,000 in a
Yeah.
month with no employees, so you're doing everything by yourself. Do you ever have help?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a reliable person where I can be like, "Yo, I'm booking a job at 2 p.m. today because this person needs same day pickup. I need you there." Like, I don't have someone like that. Majority of my helpers have other jobs. Like, the main guy I've been using recently is a charter. He runs charters, so if he's got a charter, like that's his priority. Obviously, he's gonna make way more money running his own charter than I'm gonna pay him an hourly. So I kind of got to like make my bigger jobs, or not bigger jobs, but like where it requires a second hand, I got to schedule them out. So that is one of my biggest holdbacks, is finding a reliable person that can be on standby pretty much. But yeah, it's pretty much just me. I don't have anyone on the books
Well,
or working part time.
yeah. Well, since it's just you, what is your advice for somebody that's doing this solo?
Definitely a dolly, obviously. Good dolly and a light dolly, especially if you're gonna be flipping it in the back of a pickup truck in and out. Like, I recommend those Magliner dollies off Amazon. They're like 200 bucks, but they're only like 20 pounds because they're aluminum dollies compared to like the steel dollies, which are like 40 pounds. Because after you're cranking your back out, filling up a truck by hand, the last thing you want to do is swing a 50-pound dolly in the back of your pickup truck. And when your back's already cranked, but yeah, definitely, in this kind of business, doing it by yourself, you got to be in shape, or you're just going to be in so much time. There's jobs where someone's got tons of chopped up trees in their backyard and even construction debris. And I've been nonstop, just filling up wheelbarrows and dragging 100-pound branches to the front yard, filling up my trailer. And I'm in pretty good shape, I would say. I go to the gym 5 days a week, and I still race motocross semi-professionally, full time. So like, and I get winded out there, and it still takes me sometimes 4 hours to do some of these jobs, and I'm just gassed. So if you're thinking about getting into this business and doing it by yourself, definitely try to be in somewhat good shape, because some jobs are definitely really hard and make me
Yeah.
kind of reevaluate life when I'm in the middle of some of them. But
So,
most of them,
how much would you say you average a month?
I mean, right now it's definitely lower. I would say somewhere around 7 grand coming in this slow season, but usually it's anywhere from 7 to 10 grand. Like you saw, I made that video of 13,000 in a month. So there's been a few months above 10 grand, and then there's been a few months at 6 and 7 grand. But 7 to 10 grand, I would say, is a safe number to
Yeah.
say.
And then what would you say is like the biggest month ever? What's the most money you've ever made in a month?
Just that one video I made was actually 14 grand, but after expenses and everything, I just decided it was like barely 14, so I just titled it 13. But it was 14 grand in 1 month, and I maybe had 4 days out of the month that I called someone to help me and give me a second hand. So
Now
majority of
that's the motivation right there. 24 years old, made 13 grand
Yeah.
in a year and a half in the business.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. I'm like really impressed.
And I hope you're stacking your money and putting it away and not going to the casino or buying a bunch of dirt bikes.
Yeah, I have definitely bought some dirt bikes, but
I figured that. Yeah, I
I
figured
put
that.
a lot of money into that Toyota Tundra, just because the Facebook Marketplace market at the moment was, trucks have almost doubled from what they were 2 years ago. So, and I bought the thing cash, 18 grand, and that was like a lot of my savings was to put in that truck, because before that truck, I was pulling around trailers with a 3.2 V6 Dodge Ram single cab, and that thing was about to explode. Like, it could. I think I looked up the towing capacity in my manual, and since it was the smallest V6 they made for the Dodge, the towing capacity was like 3,900 pounds, and
Oh wow.
my trailer empty is like 1,800 pounds. So I was towing around the max capacity of that truck could pull daily. And I can't believe it lasted as long as it did.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me to my next thing I was going to ask you is, what are you like currently using right now?
Right now I use a it's like a landscaping trailer. It's, you know how landscaping trailers have like the mesh holes in it on the gate, those kind of trailers, but I have the 4-foot walls that go all the way around. So it's like a regular 10 cubic yard dump trailer, but not the solid steel walls like the ones with the holes in the side. Which the only reason I'm still using this trailer is because it's light and it was 1/4 of the price when I was starting. And I kind of like it. It pulls very well. It's super light, saves me on gas, and it saves me on time at the dump when the hydraulic dump line is out the wazoo. Because like certain days, 2 times a week, the you if you have a hydraulic dump trailer, you have to go on the hydraulic line, and but so do the city trash trucks. So sometimes that line is like 45 to an hour wait. And my hand unload line where I hand unload my trailer is there's never a line. I've never sat on the line for more than 5 minutes. Even though
So
it's
wait, so
breaking, but
you're pulling that trailer with a Tundra, right?
yeah, now I am, yeah.
That's a good
But
truck.
yeah, it's the 4.7, so it's not the bigger one, but it is night and day difference from the V6 I was pulling it with before. Like it would take me half a mile to get up to the speed limit off the red lights. So and it burnt gas like a V8. I don't know. There was definitely something wrong with that V6 because the whole thing was just a mess.
So we do have somebody that Adam asked, like, how much did you make monthly when you first started out?
So when I first started out, um, I wasn't really running ads the right way or bidding jobs the right way or doing anything right pretty much. So I would say first month was slow, like maybe $1,500. And then it was like that for a good minute till I had a few good jobs come through and make me like $5,000 a month, maybe 2 or maybe like 3 to 4 months in. And then I think so I started in April. So like we came in the slow season pretty quick. And when we came in the slow season, because I was running my own ads and I didn't know like what margins you're supposed to be spending on Google ads to even like show at the top of Google. And I was spending like $10 to $20 a day to find out after using JRA for so long that you're supposed to be spending anywhere from like $50 to $100 a day on Google. So I was doing everything completely wrong. I don't even know how I was getting work in the beginning, but yeah, in the beginning, $1,500 to $2,000 a month, and that's mainly because I was underbidding the crap out of myself, not marketing the right way, and just learning, honestly.
Yeah, and when we first started, it was 2 grand. He made 2 grand his first month. I thought that was crazy, awesome, cool money. I had no idea that you could make money like that with junk. So I was like
Yeah,
ecstatic with $2,000.
yeah,
I thought,
no. Nowadays, I'm like, oh, thinking back, like, oh, I was only making 1,500, 2,000, but like that's what I was making busting tables, and I was working three, 3 or 4 times as much. Because obviously, when you're not getting a bunch of jobs in junk removal, you're not working. So I was putting in half the effort to make just as much as I was slaving over tables, cleaning them all the time, and just working in the restaurant business. I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's just a nightmare. Especially if you're a busser, you have servers are always stressed out. They always put like a happy face on for their customers, but they are always stressed out. And behind doors, they're yelling at you, especially busters, to clean their table and do everything for them. So it was way less stressful just starting junk removal and doing it at my own pace and learning a new thing. So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Now, do you do junk removal full time now, or is there something else you do on the side?
Yeah, I do junk removal full time now, and I'm eventually wanting to get in dumpster rental because in my area, I just know there's tons of construction going on, and hopefully I can score maybe with a contractor to sign some contracts to do a bunch of dumpster rentals. And I'm already need a hydraulic dump trailer because I'm not looking to go into like an Isuzu style truck or anything like that. I just don't have the money at the time to take on that kind of debt if I wanted to finance something like that. So I think my next step is a hydraulic dump trailer, and I'm just gonna keep my normal trailer, the landscaping trailer style one too, so I can just start trying to rent out the hydraulic one. But obviously, when it's not rented out, I'll use it because it's gonna save my back. Because hand unloading trailers kind of kind of sucks, especially when you get like
Oh, that's the worst thing in the world. Unhand
yeah,
loading them things and seeing the guys pull up with the dump trailers and push that
yeah,
button in. You're there still unloading it. It can be some grain waste or some sheetrock. Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's the worst. But
That's when I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go get a dump trailer. But majority of the time when I'm doing furniture jobs, it takes me like 5 minutes to just push the furniture out of the back. But yeah, those jobs when you're cleaning out like a hoarder house or something, or doing like broken up drywall and tile, loading it's hard enough. And then you're like, oh, I'm at the dump. Now I got to work again in 45 minutes to an hour to unload all this crap. So yeah, that kind of sucks once in a while.
Yeah, it's really a great feeling because when we started, obviously we were loading and hand unloading, but not only is it
Mm.
easier and it saves your back, but you can get a lot more jobs done because
Yeah.
you're not spending that time doing that. So, what would you say right now is your biggest struggle?
Employees for sure. Employees, just finding someone reliable. Even I haven't gone out and interviewed. I mean, I've made a few posts on social media and had a few people reach out, but I just really didn't see any value in them after doing some research on their social medias and stuff, and just seeing their age. And I just couldn't find anyone online, so I don't really know any other ways. I've had a few people tell me to like go to churches and tell them you're looking for laborers. So I'm still gonna try that, but mainly that is my biggest struggle, just finding good help. Even though I pay my helpers now, I probably flip through like 4 guys, and I pay them more than my buddy does. 30 minutes north, I pay like 18 to 20 an hour, depending on the job, which is pretty fair because I don't make them do anything crazy that I want to do. And if the job's hard, like loading a trailer full of like concrete or construction debris, I'll flip them a little extra here and there. But majority of people around me pay their employees starting like 15 an hour. And even at JunkCon, when I went there, I asked a lot of people. I was like, "What do you pay your employees?" Because my buddy Carlos is telling me that I'm paying too much, especially for these people that like aren't helping me all the time. I'm just paying them $18 an hour, but and they still don't want to stay. So I really don't know. That's my biggest thing is just employees.
so you tackle concrete, you tackle dirt, all that stuff with your utility
Yeah,
trailer.
I anything that'll put money in my pocket, I'll tackle. If it's super hard, like someone sends me a picture and they say, "Oh, I got like 4 yards of dirt in my driveway," I'll just overbid it. And if I get it, I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna be breaking my back to load all that dirt up, but I overbid it, so I know it's gonna be super profitable. I hate doing concrete, but in my area, I can dump concrete for free. So that is concrete is also very profitable, but it does suck, especially when you got big chunks. Yeah.
What form of advertising like brings you the most business?
Definitely Google Ads, and I get that comment all the time on my YouTube channel. Like people ask, "Where do you advertise? What gives you the most work?" And it's definitely Google Ads. But I'm pretty familiar with Google Ads. Like before junk removal, I was trying to market my Shopify websites, and then I was running ads for affiliate marketing. Like I'm pretty familiar with how it works. The only thing that I was messing up on in the beginning that was holding me back was the budget. So running my ads now through Google is gets me a decent amount of calls a day. But other than that, I would say posting on Facebook and putting it in the for sale groups in your area, like 20 a day, definitely gets you a few calls here and there. You can get jobs off Craigslist, but those customers tend to be super cheap. But yeah, just mainly Google Ads, like probably
Now,
90.
how much are you spending on Google Ads a month on average?
It varies. I have my budget right now set at $60 a day. So we just do 60 times 30. So like around 1,800 to 2 grand a month on Google Ads, and that's me running them myself. When I was having a company do it for me, and I've gone through a few companies now, I was spending 2,500 to 3 grand, and seeing just as good as results as I do now running them myself. Now that I it wasn't a mistake though going with like an ads company because I learned a lot from them, like the budget being wrong, but um I would just rather do it myself. Even if they get me an extra few jobs a month, I don't think it was worth the 800 to $1,000 extra I had to pay for them to run them. And at some point, I want to be able to run the ads good enough to where maybe I can do them for other people or something like that.
Now you're a young dude. I'm wondering, I got a feeling you get a lot of tips. Do you get a lot of tips from customers?
Yeah, when I do like, I don't know, I still use House Call Pro at the moment. I might switch over to Work Easier soon, but it asks you automatically, like when someone pays with a card, the tipping screen. I don't know if you guys' software does that too, but I definitely get a lot of tips when you hand someone the phone, because when I'm checking out with card with a customer, I always hand them the phone. I'm saying there's a gratuity screen. It's completely optional, and after that screen, it's going to ask you to sign with your finger, and then just wait for the green check mark, and we're all set. So when I do that, majority of the time, like the person will leave a tip, and it starts at 10%. So even if they hit 10% on a $400 job, like it's going to be like $40. So the tips definitely pay off. They probably cover majority of my transaction fees. But yeah, I get tips a decent amount of time, probably like 40% of the time, I would say.
Yeah, and that's actually a quick little tip. Is if you are using a card reader like
Mhm.
Square or Clover or whatever you're using, uh, turn the tip option on.
Yeah.
I'll never ask for a tip. That I just think that that's just rude. But the option's there. When they look at the phone, the option's there, and you
Mhm.
would be really surprised how many tips you will get when you open up that option and enable it.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
now here's another question for you. What's your best junk find you ever found in the business?
Um, Personally, I would say like like the Natuzzi recliner chairs, because I know there's like $1,000 chairs. But I've gotten some cool things that I just didn't get much value out of. I just flipped immediately, like a pop up camper that worked, and that was pretty cool. I literally just trailered it home from this guy's house, just showed up with my pickup truck and slapped it on my hitch, and he paid me $300 to haul off this working camper. So that was probably the most interesting thing I've I found from a job, is just hauling off a camper for someone. But I get couches all the time, nice couches, and I sell them for a decent amount. And even the other day, I think this video just got posted today. Actually, I had it scheduled, so hopefully it went up. But I was working, and I seen a couch on the side of the road, a sectional, and I was like, screw it, I'll just throw it in the back of my truck. So it was like a gray sectional, and I used to sell those pretty often. And I ended up selling it for $360 delivered. And then the guy needed someone to take his old couch, and he tried to offer me $40, and I was like, that ain't really worth my time. He's like, what would be worth it for you? And I was like, if you give me $60, I'll throw it in the back of my trailer. So I ended up leaving there with $420 extra in my pocket from just stopping and picking up a couch off the side of the road. So finding
Yeah.
couches that are pulling couches off jobs that are in somewhat good condition is definitely something I always keep an eye out for, because it's easy money if you can get a nice couch off a job.
Now, do you shampoo the couches or you just like use a
Yeah.
lint brush and clean them real quick?
If it needs it, like if there's like sweat marks on it and stuff like that, yeah, I have an upholstery cleaner downstairs. I'll throw some solution in it, mix it with water, and then spray it and upholstery clean the whole thing. But if it doesn't have any problems and it's leather, like no, I won't shampoo that. 'Cause you really can't. All you do is wipe it off. But if it's super bad, like stinks and has cat hair all over it or something, I won't even waste my time bringing it home. I'll just bring it to the dump, because those won't really resell for anything.
Yeah. Somebody did ask, what do you use as a card reader? Because we use Clover.
Really? Yeah, I use House Call Pro. They just have like an in-app software. I just take cards honestly with my phone. Looks kind of weird, because like people probably think I'm taking a picture of their phone or their card sometimes, but no one's ever said anything yet. I just hold their card up and hold my camera to it, and it scans the card and manually puts in, or not manually, automatically puts in all the information in the House Call Pro. And I
Oh,
just
that,
hit next and let them do the checkout screen with the tip and the sign their finger.
oh,
Pretty
that's great. Easy. Yeah. So, have you ever tackled a great big job with a competitor?
like bring a partner on to help me because it's too big for me to handle.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. But it's funny you asked that, because today I got this phone call that left me speechless. I declined it at first. Someone called me today from Clearwater Beach, Florida, to remove all the mattresses from a hotel. And I was like, okay. I'm thinking like this must be like a smaller hotel. I'm like, how many mattresses are we talking? And he's like 700. And I'm like, whoa. I'm telling him over the phone. I'm like, yeah. I was like, so how long do you expecting this to be like finished by. And we're talking about it for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do it. I don't really have the manpower for that. If you're trying to get this knocked out in like a week, I don't know if that's possible for me and my crew. Cause like I was saying earlier, I don't have anyone. So I kind of turned him down at first, and we got off the phone. Then I called my buddy Carlos over in Tampa and talked to him about it. And I told him, and he's like, "What are you, stupid?" He's like, "Why didn't you call me? Like, I got people." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right, you're right." And I was like, "What if we go on this together and just split it right down the middle?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "We have to go look at it in person and everything." And so that's what we did. He's like, "I'll bring on my manpower, and you just manage the job with me, and we'll just split it right down the middle." And I think that's what we're doing. We're sending out the quote. It's supposed to be actually sent in 20 minutes. So we're gonna see how that goes. We're actually gonna quote it for 30 grand. So I don't know how that's gonna play out, but if that plays out, that by far would be the biggest job and the most profitable one, and the first time I ever jumped on a job with a competitor.
Hey, you know there's a lot of competition watching you right now, right? A
Yeah,
lot of guys on the channel from Florida, they heard that 30 grand, they might try to
yeah,
undercut your ass. Just let you know.
yeah. But I mean, it's all. I don't want to say it's set in stone, but the walkthrough went pretty good. We're just sending the guy the estimate over the thing, and he's going to go over it with the owner of the hotel, because the person we were working with was the chief engineer. So I don't
Yeah, how much do they
know.
charge you per mattress out there?
Usually I charge 90 to 120. Like if it's a California King, I'm going to be close to 120 if I have to pull it off their bed and drag it to the house and load it. And for like a twin, if it's a twin, like probably do like 80, but how much to get queens and all the time. That's the majority of my mattresses. So 80 to 90 bucks, but we didn't charge that for this 700, because even if you did 80 on the cheap end times 700, that would have been 56 grand for the quote.
Yeah.
So we were
But
kind of just
how about
doing.
at the landfill, do they charge you for mattresses?
No, I can dump a mattress for like $4.
Oh, you're super lucky. They charge us 50 bucks out here.
Yeah,
$50 mattress.
a lot of
Yeah.
people have said that. A lot of people say all over the country in my comments, like landfills give them a hard time about mattresses. So I don't really know what that is. Maybe it has something to do with the metal springs being inside majority of them, but I hear that pretty often. Like there's a minimum cost for mattresses, but
Yeah, I just give it to the Julio. The Julio takes them home at nighttime and drops them off in his apartment complex dumpster.
No,
yeah,
he doesn't.
I'm just
He
kidding.
doesn't do
I'm just
that.
kidding.
yeah, it seems like a lot of people do that.
Well, now we know why. It's $50 not only for a mattress, but it's $50 for the box spring too. So if
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one mattress and a box spring, that's $100. It's crazy.
We see them all over the side of the road out here in California, on the side of
Mm.
the freeway, behind buildings, by apartment complex, dumpsters, everywhere.
So what are you charging
Um,
for a mattress pickup? Like $200?
We charge a lot. We hit them with that price for sure.
Okay.
so how much competition do you have in your area?
Oh my, a lot. Definitely a ton. If you do a Google ad search for junk removal, every time you hit the enter button, a different ad will come up for another company at the top of the page. I would say within a 10-minute drive from my house, there's at least 10 other guys. So they're crammed and jammed in here, but there's definitely more people moving here and renovating and moving stuff around than there is junk removal companies popping up. But don't get me wrong, it seems like every other month you see a new trailer driving around with some junk removal signs on it. But with the amount of people moving here a day, it's just outrageous, especially in Pinellas County, St. Pete area. I know St. Pete area is like one of the most fast growing population areas in Florida at the moment. So there's enough work to go around, but it makes you be very competitive on the budget end of like Google. Like I was saying earlier, like you got to spend a decent amount of money to even get your ads seen on Google. So
Yeah. So we had a question from Adam that says, what are your suggestions on getting your first truck and trailer? Do you have any advice on that?
I would definitely not get anything. Don't finance anything at the moment, because everything is through the roof unless you just are not too stressed out about taking on that kind of debt. But just get something off Facebook Marketplace. Don't start with a Harbor Freight trailer like I did. I started, I don't remember what the cubic yardage was on it, but it was a 4 by 8 foot trailer with 2 foot walls. Tiny. If you go back into my channel and my first ever job I posted, the thing is puny. It could fit maybe 2 washers. So start with a decent sized trailer. I would, if you could, start with like a 10 cubic yard trailer at least, because a $400 job in my area fills my trailer up. So try to get a good trailer off Facebook Marketplace. It doesn't have to be a dump trailer. It could be a landscaping trailer with high walls on it. Or even if you just want to get a landscaping trailer and build wood walls around it and paint it black like I did in the beginning, that works too. Just try to get one cheap, like around $1,500, and just start there. And then when you work your way up to making a couple $1,000s a month, $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and you want to take on financing a dump trailer for $10,000, $12,000, then move to that step. But I wouldn't suggest just starting with a dump trailer right off rip, unless obviously like you're someone already with a ton of money and just looking to start a junk roll company.
Yeah, because we have somebody that suggested that he just gets what the best thing he can get at this time, and that's
Yeah.
what we did. We didn't have money when we
Mhm.
started the Google, so we just saved and bought a used truck, and we only used the truck. We didn't even have money for a trailer yet. But
Yeah.
after you did your 2 jobs, the very next thing we got was a trailer.
And the prices on dump trucks right now are just crazy. My dump
Oh,
truck I bought in 2019 was 64,000. Right now, for the same exact dump truck with the lift gate, is 96,000.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's ridiculous. You're talking about like the Zuzu style truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hopping in those things at JunkCon, and they're definitely nice, especially in my area with how tight it can be, and doing like condo cleanouts and apartment complexes where there's literally nowhere to put a trailer because the whole rig's like 20+ feet long. Having an Isuzu style truck would be super nice because I could just back in the visitor spot or back in the loading zone spot and not be taking up so much room. So hopefully
It's
I can get into one of those one day.
Yeah, it is crazy because you can put so much into it,
Hmm.
but it's so compact. It doesn't take up much room. You can back it into like a driveway of the house. You don't.
Yeah,
It's. I love
yeah,
it.
and I
I have
feel like
a lot of them out in your area too, in the Florida area, for a pretty good price on Marketplace and on Craigslist. These
mhm.
zoos.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely you can find them around here, especially like the older style ones, like a 7.3 diesel with like a lift body on the back. You can find those around here for like 20, 30 grand, but I just don't know how reliable it would be buying that kind of truck, that big of a truck, and if it breaks down, because I know diesel motors are very pricey to work on. So I just wasn't really comfortable buying something used, especially that big of a truck, like an F550 or something, because if it breaks down, I don't have the 5 grand to throw at this thing comfortably. So I'm gonna stick with my truck and trailer till I can afford to maybe get like a used style Isuzu but a decent one with lower miles, and I could just try to get like a bumper warranty on it. Those kind of trucks though are still like 50 plus grand, 50, 60 grand. The 30,000 to $20,000 ones are just, fly by night dealerships that don't give you no warranty or anything like that. So I could go that route, but it's just a little sketchy for me. So I'm gonna wait till I can do it the right way and get one from like a Ford dealership or something like that.
You might not think you have 5 grand sitting around, but I bet you got about 3 dirt bikes sitting in your garage right now.
Yeah, I actually got 4, but yeah,
Yes, there you go.
yeah.
Knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently?
Um, Definitely do the ads differently. But if I knew the kind of budget that I should have been spending on the ads, I would have done it in the beginning, because spending $20 a day on ads was pretty much just shooting myself in the foot. I was always showing up at the bottom of the page. And bid jobs the right way. Do more research on how much stuff costs, because there was, looking back, I filled up my trailer half full with wood flooring and drywall, and I think I charged like $100, and that is something I should be charging like $350 for. And yeah, that's really it. Market the right way and do more research on pricing. Do more research all around before you just go head first into it. Even though that's the best way to learn, and I learned a lot doing it that way. Definitely, just do some research first and price stuff the right way, because it's just going to make you be able to grow and expand way quicker if you're paying yourself properly.
Yeah. And what's your next big investment? Your next
A dump trailer for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it possibly would be an Isuzu, but since I want to do the dumpster rental business, I can't do that with an Isuzu unless I get the slide off back. But I haven't really looked into those, and I know those are super expensive. So a dump trailer, just so I can start trying to rent that out on the weekends or just when I'm not using it.
Have you ever had a customer not pay you?
No, I haven't. Even though I've heard some people say that that has happened to them, but I haven't had any problems with customers paying me yet. Knock on wood. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah. We have never had that issue either. We really haven't. Your worst customer experience?
Um. Oh, I also made a video about this one. I did a moving job, and I kind of leaned off advertising moving jobs. We're just charging like $90 an hour to move stuff around, unless delivery. I'll still do that once in a while. But this older lady that lived in a mobile home, she just was getting kicked out, and she was just a complete mess, which was okay. Like, I'm sure you guys have ran into customers where they just have a total mental breakdown and start crying right in front of you. But that whole ordeal with an older lady, and she needed me to move a bunch of stuff from her mobile home into a storage unit. And I started this job, I think, at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was the whole first hour, I'm trying to calm her down and trying to get her to tell me what to put in the trailer and what not to do. And once we got everything loaded to go to the storage unit place, she didn't even have a storage unit yet. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
yeah, I'm sitting in the truck for like another hour while she's on the phone trying to figure all this out, because there was no one in the office and she had to drive somewhere. And so after sitting there for like an hour, she figures out that she has to go back to the house to find someone to help her. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll stay here at the storage unit. And I probably sit at the storage unit for another hour. And I'm like, what the heck? So I drive back to the house with all the stuff in the back of the trailer. Haven't accomplished anything yet besides loading the trailer. And she's inside with people like sitting on a couch. And I'm like, I walk in and I'm like, what's going on? And she's these two people, I guess. I think they're like charity workers. Are like trying to organize her stuff to get it all closer to the door so I can do another load. And I'm like, well, we haven't even got the first load out of my trailer yet. And it's just that went on all day. And it started raining at the end of the day when I was loading the storage unit. Didn't walk out of that place till I think 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night. Was there all day dealing with this. And I probably ran 2 trailer loads of stuff that could have been done in 2 hours. So
You
just
must have
dealing.
told the lady I would have dumped it in her front yard in her driveway. That's what I would
Yeah,
have done. Hey, you gotta
yeah,
figure this shit out. Be back.
yeah. Sometimes I'm just way too nice and I need to do that kind of stuff. But I was working for an hourly, so I ended up charging her pretty much for my hourly. So it was like I think I gave her a little bit of discount, but it was like $600 or $700. I ended up getting paid. So I don't want to say it was worth it, but at least I got paid. But it was a nightmare. That was definitely the worst job. But not the hardest, but definitely just the most frustrating and annoying job.
So we have a question that popped up that said, "Have you gotten any business from the hurricane?"
Yes, I've had people call me to pick up brush in their front yard, especially thorn bushes, unfortunately. But probably not a lot, like 4 or 5 jobs, only because the city's picking up like tree branch debris and everything. If you have it on the curb, they're not like, you don't have to call them and schedule it, but like they're just saying like, be patient, we're coming and picking it all up for free. So everyone just has a pile of brush sitting on their curb that they know they're going to get picked up for free. So I haven't really got a ton of work. But some people, there's people with more money in their pocket. They don't really care. They don't want to wait 3 weeks with a big pile of brush sitting in their front yard. So they'll just dish out me $400 to fill up a trailer full of brush. But not a ton, because the city's picking up a ton of stuff for free. So not that much.
Now I got a question for you. Since you have flipped couches and stuff, what are some good items that you sell fast and make good profit?
Okay, yeah. So an L-shaped sectional is the best, especially like the Tuesday or something like that, or even a movie theater set, like a Lazy Boy movie theater set. I got one of those for free from a house that I just loaded in the back of my Dodge pickup truck before I even had a trailer, and sold it, I think, like 2 or 3 days later for 700 bucks. So just nice pieces of furniture you can sell, like couches, obviously. Then flat screens, if you get a flat screen with a remote, it's not really worth throwing away if it's a newer generation looking flat screen, and you always can tell because they're just way thinner. Those are easy flips. Electronics, obviously, but I don't get much electronics like a laptop or anything. But that's really the only thing I flip majority of the time are couches.
Yeah, we sell a lot of couches too. I mean, I've gotten so many couches in decent shape that she actually cleaned up and we sold for $300 to $500. And they're easy, quick flips too. Maybe
Yeah.
post them for
Yeah.
like a week, 3 days or 2 days. People come and grab them real quick.
And
Yeah,
we've also
fast.
noticed dressers sell really fast.
Compressors.
Dressers.
Oh,
Dresser, and also patio furniture.
In
oh
our
yeah.
And it sells real fast.
Patio furniture is, yeah, it's hot and it's pretty expensive though, especially the wicker material looking stuff with like the cushions on it that go around nice around a pool. Like that stuff goes for an outrageous price around here. I've seen it on Facebook Marketplace listed for like 800 to 1,000 bucks, and it just doesn't make sense to me because it's like more expensive than couches are going around here, and that stuff just seems so cheap. It's so light, but people love it, I guess.
somebody was wondering if you use Next Insurance for your business.
I use Next Insurance for general liability, yes, but not commercial or auto or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the same as us. We
So we got 100 people in the house. Make sure you guys smash that like button and also check out Steezy Flip's YouTube channel. I want to put that out there. We got 100 people on there. I want to see at least 100 more subscribers on his channel.
he does. He has a YouTube channel and he has lots of really good, valuable information. And
Mhm.
just check the description because I have his link to his channel. And that actually leads me to my next question, which is what are your future plans for your YouTube channel?
Um, as you could probably tell, I didn't make it my business name because I didn't want it just to be all junk removal. I kind of wanted it to be like a financial channel and just other ways of making money, like couch flipping or reselling furniture or some sort of online side hustles like running an eBay business. So I just kept it as Steezy Flips because I was flipping furniture when I first came up with the concept of what kind of videos to make, but mainly just showing people online how to make money on different kinds of side hustles and any way you can think of, Airbnbs, stuff like that. Because I eventually want to, when I have more capital and more income, that to put it in other things like Airbnbs or buying my first house and flipping it. And I just want to document everything and hopefully get day one from me starting this junk removal business with a Harbor Freight trailer that I bought for 350 bucks to financially free one day. So that would be super cool if I got the whole process on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's good. That's actually, I have a question. I've had a few, and I apologize. I had a few questions that weren't on the list because they just kind of popped up. But Steezy, why that name?
Okay, so Steezy is a name I used gaming growing up for like motocross games, and then it kind of transformed to people that I race motocross with calling me Steezy in real life, and it's also like my Instagram handle, and it's just my nickname now. Like all my friends call me Steez or Steezy all the time, and I was thinking of names for my YouTube, and Steezy, of course, just popped up right away. But I was like, how do I relate that to like reselling couches? Because that's the content I was first making on the channel. So I was like, Steezy Flips, and
Yeah,
that's just how that came about. But yeah, Steezy's just mainly from motocross because it means style with ease. So when I was younger, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool name for a motocross game or a player in a motocross game is Steezy because it means style with ease. So that's where that came from.
So Jedi has a question for you, Steezy.
Mhm.
is it?
I believe so.
Do you ever plan on showing your dirt bike skills?
Yeah, actually, I have a YouTube channel dedicated to just like GoPro footage and of me riding dirt bikes. It's just called Steezy, and there's a ton of stuff on there. There's actually some videos that do pretty well on there, but maybe one day I'll make a video and just post it on my normal Steezy Flips channel because I'm sure it'd get a lot more views on there than my dirt bike channel because that one's so much smaller. But if anyone wants to see it, they can go check that one out. It's just Steezy, and I think the profile picture is like a picture of me on a Yamaha dirt bike, so it's out there.
Now, here's a question I want to ask you. You got to be real honest too. Since you're a young buck, have any women try to hit on you when you show up to the job?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely. Like it's always the older women too. It's so weird, but yeah, definitely.
Do you
No
give
one that I would be interested in
them
that.
more? I said, do you give them a discount or do you charge more money?
Yeah, usually no. I'll just stick with the price I quoted, but no one's getting discounts around here, at least not anymore.
Right on, right. I like that.
What's the best job you ever had?
Ooh, I'm not really sure. I guess maybe I always enjoy jobs where I get a nice sectional and I can charge them $200 to remove it, then I can go sell it for $300. So I enjoy those, but I don't really have one that sticks out where I was like, oh, this is like a super cool job, or that person was super cool. Because I've always run into cool customers pretty often, people I like, but nothing crazy to where it was like super enjoyable because it's just removing junk. So I don't really know. It's still yet to come some job that blows me away.
Now, what's your biggest tip you ever got?
$100. I've gotten it a few times, but it's $100. So
$100.
nothing crazy. Yeah. How about you guys?
Biggest tip we ever got was $400 from that Asian guy. Price.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I was like, okay.
This guy came outside. He was stressed out. He had like 3 loads there. His hair was like afroing up like this. Some little Asian guy. I hit him with the price, and he was like, "Oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money." We did 3 loads and ended up tipping us $400.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
kind of
expect
crazy.
it. Cool.
Yeah, that's great. So, what is your 5-year goal?
I don't have it written in stone, but I want to scale the business to more than one truck and hopefully in new Zuzus because that is way more scalable than having someone drive around a truck and trailer, I think, especially because driving a truck and trailer around can be kind of complicated at times in this area for sure. But
Yeah.
I would say just scaling the business to an Isuzu and potentially more than one truck at the road at all times. That would be a good goal to set. And over 25,000 subscribers at least by 5 years. I think that's viable. Maybe 100K, I don't know, but we'll just say having over 25,000 subscribers, that'd be pretty cool. And then get my own house. That's definitely at the top of the list, is having my own house in the next 5 years.
Okay.
Well, you'll definitely do it for sure. I believe in you for real.
And really, my last question, it popped up. Romero wanted to know, do you have repeat?
Yeah, not a ton, like as much as you would think in other businesses, like contractors and roofers and stuff like that. Like those kind of people get tons of repeat customers. But I've noticed doing this, the only repeat customers I really get that use me somewhat often are realtors. I've had a few realtors I've used a few times. Property managers, like I work for this one company that owns a bunch of hotels on the beach, and I do jobs for them pretty often. Some people, this one lady I met from the BNI group, she refers me to work pretty often, but I would say I only have a handful of people that use me multiple times a year.
We got a lot of repeat customers. We actually had one call when we were live earlier. I called back. Any question you want to ask him, JoJo?
No, I'm out of questions. I thought it went really well.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, pretty cool. First time ever doing a live, so I hope I was all right at it. But
Oh, you were great. We just had a technical difficulty right in the beginning, but we worked it out. And if we switched it up, because you're on your laptop and we're on our phone, and we started off with the opposite. So
yeah. I mean, the phone looks pretty good, honestly. I mean, I'm using like a 2017 MacBook, and I would say your guys' quality camera looks better than mine.
So we got a lot of people in the building. Let's see if we can answer some questions. You want to do that or what?
Yeah, I think most of them for him we answered already.
Okay. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. You want to give a shout out to your channel again one more time? You're trying to hit 25K subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Steezy Flips, spelled pretty easily, Steezy, then just Flips, Flips. And I think we're at 6,000 subscribers now. I try to upload once a week at least. Always try to provide some value. So if anyone's interested in junk removal or other side hustles, any kind of thing that's making put more money in your pocket is what I try to post about, especially new side hustles. I try to make videos about them. So if you want to check anything out like that, just head over to the channel, like and subscribe if you could. That'd be super helpful. Work towards that 25,000 subscriber goal. And yeah, pretty much it. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, you've been a great guest, and just keep kicking butt at 24.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
check in like a year from now. We'll do another live video, and hopefully by then you have more subscribers than us. You probably will.
And you're using a
And you're using a button then too.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right. See you guys next one. Peace.
Well,
All
there
right.
you have it, guys. Steezy
Yeah.
Flips was in the building.
He was a great guest. It was really, really great talking with him. But I seen a few comments that popped up, so I just wanted to touch base with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Well, I'm going to click on this one because they're saying hit the like button.
Hit that like button.
If you haven't done that yet, please do, because it helps our algorithm. Somebody had said that when you're first starting out, you didn't need insurance. Now, I'm not talking about commercial insurance for your vehicle. I'm talking about the general liability insurance that you need with a business. And there's not a reason to not start right away being licensed. Well, you definitely want to be licensed, but to be able to say I'm licensed and insured, it sounds very professional. And all it is, if you go to Next Insurance, and if you can't find junk removal, you can do, I think, either garbage removal or
it's garbage collection or collector.
And it's like $45 a month. So that's less than 2 pizzas. And it's a great selling point. Realtors won't use you if you're not insured. And you want that on your business card anyways, licensed and insured. You want that on your website. You want to be, we're fully, licensed and insured. Not only does it look good, but let's say you accidentally did something at a customer's house, then you would have insurance coverage for whatever happens, because Murphy's Law, anything that could go wrong, might go wrong, will go wrong. So maybe you were thinking that it was really expensive and it was something that you probably couldn't start off affording, but that's not the case. Next Insurance is pretty cheap, and it just covers you, and you want to be covered. That's peace of mind to know that you're covered.
So we got a bunch of people in here. Holy
we really
crap.
do.
We had over 100 people in the building, JoJo.
If somebody said, so why pay Angie leads? We don't. We've never paid for leads. We've never paid for leads. We've also never done Google ads. Not saying anything bad about Google ads, because Steezy Flips uses Google ads, and we know other people that are extremely successful in this business that spend lots of money on Google ads. When we started, we just did a really strong foundation of Facebook and Instagram and Google My Business and all the free platforms. Because when we started, we had no money.
We had no money at all. We was broke as hell.
Yeah, so we saved for our truck. We didn't even have a trailer. We put walls on the truck. I mean, most of you know the story. He was working another job, so all the money that he got from junk removal, he just used to reinvest. So we did the trailer and stuff, and not even really knowing what we were doing, other than just having to advertise for free because we don't have money for advertising. We were just posting all the time on just everywhere that was free. And that's the reason why we started the YouTube channel, was just to advertise for free. So we did that so strong and so much and so often. We actually didn't know at that time that we were doing something called SEO that was extremely helpful, that was making us rank on Google. And so now we just have such a strong organic reach because of that early foundation, that we've never had to use Google Ads.
So something you want to do all the time is post your content all the time on Facebook, on your Google My Business. And whenever you post on Facebook, I don't know if we're friends or not, whenever you see me post a picture, I always put my website on there all the time. I put my website, because what you want to do is draw traffic to your website, and it helps you out big time.
It does help you out. And we actually have Andrew Thomas, and he is awesome. I met him and his wife at JunkCon. We both did. And they're incredible people. And he just joined our membership, which I'm extremely flattered by.
Right on.
I am. I'm flattered by. But I also wanted to mention him because he also has a YouTube channel. And I've been watching a lot of his content lately, and very informative, very smart man.
Very smart man. And we'll definitely get him on the channel. He has a lot of good gold nuggets, and he's actually doing it out there in LA, making big money.
Oh yeah, he's making really big money, and he's very tech savvy. So we're looking forward to, actually, I don't even think I've told you this, but yeah, you're coming on the show. So we're going to give you an invite, and you will be on our show. And all of our guests will love it, because he's really good with tech stuff, and he'll be so informative with what he does. And he's one that uses Google Ads. He uses Google Ads too. So maybe he can ask some of your Google Ad questions.
I can't believe there's 80 people in here, and football starts soon, JoJo.
It's great. The most, we reached 100. Oh, 3. We reached 103 today, which was really cool.
So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, smash that like button. I know that JoJo wants to answer some more questions, so let's do it.
Yeah, we should just kind of scroll through here. If you have a question and you want to just throw it up really quick, we'll get to it. But other than that, we have Kane is also a member. What would you suggest is the most effective way to get business if I'm just starting out? Ooh, we kind of just answered that. Like, I'm not sure. If I'm just starting out, how did you get your first few jobs when you guys first started out? Actually, his first job came, I think, from Craigslist.
My first job came from Craigslist. And if you're just starting out, make sure you have a Facebook page and add yourself to a bunch of yard sale groups in your area and post in there every single day. And you'll get business that way. It'll be hit and miss, but you got to stay consistent, advertising every single day if you're just starting out.
Yeah, and some people are confused because they'll do a Facebook business page, and they'll try to do all that stuff from their Facebook business page. And it's a much, I think you need to do it from your personal.
I do it from my personal page. I'll join a bunch of groups in my area, like in Sonoma County, a bunch of yard sale groups, a bunch of for sale groups. And just when I first started out, I posted in there every single day or every other day. And I got business that way. That's how I built our business.
Yeah.
It was off Facebook, Google My Business, and just realtors stopping by there and introducing ourselves and telling them what we do.
Yeah. And the very first thing you need to do is create a Google My Business. If you haven't done that yet, create a Google My Business, put lots of pictures up, have customers, send your customers, as soon as you're done with a job, a link for them to click on there and leave a review, because all of those are really going to help with your search.
Definitely. Well, I think that's about it, right? JoJo wants to stay on here. We got 81 people. Holy crap.
You guys knocked it out of the park. Did a great video. Thank you for all the details. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We got Florida in the building. Where's everyone from? We got Florida in here. We got Mission First Junk Removal. Got a bunch of people in here.
Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard before. So hi, and welcome to the channel if you're new.
Now, JoJo, Tell me, am I wrong? Do I look kind of red, or is that from the light? Look at
I
look like a
noticed
drunk
that.
ass.
I look
Like
kind of red too.
I look like a wino, huh? Look at me. I look hella red.
I think the red light's bouncing off us because I look like kind of red too. So.
So hopefully next time we go live, we can do it from our laptop. We did have some issues. I don't know what was going on, but it still worked out.
Yeah, what did Adam said something that's great. We can end with that. That is because you guys are the Bible of junk removal. Well, I'm honored.
Never thought I'd be Jesus Christ of junk removal ever in my life.
He said the Bible of
The
junk
Bible.
removal.
I better pray tonight, JoJo. Well, we appreciate it. We love all you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And see, I don't look that red, JoJo. Check
I know
it out.
I don't know why he looked so red. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I love Motivational Mondays. And just look at the bottom really quick to make sure we didn't miss like anything.
Holy crap.
Important.
And just for the record, the JoJo's back on the truck full time now. I got that free labor.
Yeah, my foot is better, so we actually just did a video today. So I'm back in the truck. I'm back.
I'm trying to see how it goes. Well, anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next video, and let us know if you want us to post more videos throughout the week. We're doing 2 videos a week. If you want more, we'll push more content.
Yeah, we'll put more out there.
So leave it in the comments down below, and yeah, bunch of people in the house.
Yeah, and we'll say bye to Empire Hauling and Junk Removal from Phoenix, Arizona. Hi.
And make sure you smash that like button, and we love all you guys.